Okay. So just a reminder, everyone should go in right now and highlight all the categories that you're including in your emergency fund. Oh, yeah. Okay, Leah, taking a look at yours. Okay, all of those are included in your emergency?
The reason why I know like it will vary, but
Uh-huh.
it's just I thought it was more safe to go with those more
Oh.
numbers that we wish.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Let's go through it line item by line item. Okay, rent, obviously, that's a good one to have in your emergency fund, right? Let me actually put this in a new. Tried zooming in with my fingers, it wouldn't work. Okay, so rent, yes. Utilities, yes, right? Because you don't want the lights to be turned off on you. Okay, internet service, okay, yeah, that, would y'all agree that internet service is a necessity in today's age? Yeah. Okay, cell phone plan, not letting the plan go up, right? Car lease, so you're leasing a car now? Or are you paying for it?
Also, we see it from the beginning.
Oh, okay, all right, so you were gonna, that's right, you were gonna get a car loan at the beginning rather than have, okay, cool. All right, gasoline, that's very specific, 91.
Yeah, I went directly off of the ad. Oh, no, average now, gasoline in Texas. Almost 3
Okay, renter's insurance, you're gonna have renter's insurance?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Groceries, it looks like your average gas stuff you put on groceries rather than that. Okay, clothing, sure. Incidentals, 350.
Safe.
Huh?
Safe.
Okay. Entertainment, 45. Okay, and then you have loan payments of 1,200 that you plan on continuing. In an emergency, let's say you lose your job. Do you plan on, I understand with the loan payments, you are doing this to pay it off as soon as possible. But if you lose your job, do you plan on continuing to make the higher monthly loan payments? Or would you go to just paying the minimum?
Yes, the minimum, but what was the minimum?
Let's go with $500 to be the minimum. Okay. You won't change that here, but you change that in your calculations. Okay. So, right. At the bottom. Okay, yeah, I'm using that. Okay, wait. Okay, 6 to 9. Okay, so if we were to do this again, I'm gonna say equals so if you go into Excel, these sheets, and you put an equal sign, and then type in the cell number, you can add these cells together, and it does the calculations for you. So that's what I'm doing right now, Leah. Okay. Plus. Okay, so we have a monthly expenses emergency fund of $1,200 or $2,400. Okay, our 6-month option will be this times 6, and our 9-month option would be this times 9. So your range is somewhere between $14,600 and $22,000. How does that mesh with what you got?
Previously, I had 25,000 because of the, also.
Okay. All right. So based on this, we calculate, how long is it going to take you to save up for that emergency fund, right? You want to start going ahead and start building it up. So it could take you, if let's see, you had $200 extra here in surplus. I would probably increase your savings amount by that to do $1,100 and keep on doing $1,100 a month until you get up to 14,000. And then once you're at 14,000, then you can back off a little bit. Does that make sense?
Because what I originally had was $25,000 for 8 months, and this time was that I got 15 years, and this time was next.
What do you mean you got 15 years?
Because when I multiplied out what my original normal expenses was, like it was times 8 for 20 years. I got that amount of money, and then I divided that by my savings and stuff for that.
Okay, so 30, okay, so you got 25,000 by doing 3,100 by 8, right? And so 25, let's just see, 2,520 divided by 15. So that's 15, that's only putting, that would be, the 15 years would be putting $1,680 toward your emergency fund each year. If you were to, let's see, 2,500 divided by 900, based on your current savings, okay, it would take 28 months. And so that 28 divided by 12, 2 years and 4 months.
That's
Yeah, but you can even get that faster if you take the $1,100 for savings and just start throwing that savings in. And actually, you could go higher. You could probably go to 1,400 or 1,500 if you take your investments and put it to the emergency fund. Because the reality would be if an emergency happens and you don't have the cash, but you have these investments, you're going to be forced to sell the investments anyway to cover. And the reason you don't want to do that is maybe you're forced to sell them at a low price. And so you don't want to, right? So you could get it paid, you could have the 14. Now, when you get to the $14,000 mark, right, that's your range. That's your minimum range. You can let off the gas and you can say, okay, I'm at 14,000, I'm at my 6 months. I want to continue to build it up to 9. but now I'm gonna cut it by 50% and take that extra 50% that I was putting in the emergency fund and put it towards investments. And then once you get this higher end of 22,000, then you can take all the extra savings and throw it to investments and start building that up. Okay. Daniel, let's take a look at yours. Okay, did you do the calculation for your emergency fund? Okay. All right, Heaven, while I'm going through Daniel's, go ahead and do your calculations. You can use Excel. So follow what I do up here. Okay.
I have to say equal signs stuff.
All right. Oops, too far. Now you can see? Okay. So I'm going to do equals, and I'm going to use the cursors to come over to what he's including in his expenses that are included in the emergency fund. Hit plus. Scroll over to the next cell, plus. Okay. Cell phone plan. What did you say on the cell phone plan? Okay. Is that going to be an emergency fund for you? So if you lose your job, you're going to cancel your cell phone plan.
Oh, that.
You're not going to cancel it. So should it be there?
I had it, but did not save. So.
Well, put it in again.
I'll find it.
Okay, that's an emergency fund. Okay. Your car, it's going to be paid for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to continue $200 a month in an emergency clothing?
I'll probably short it down.
Okay, what are you going to short it down to? $50 a month, okay? Laundry, you got to keep those clothes clean. Okay. Any loan payments or anything like that? Okay. Okay, that looks fine. So 1782 is your monthly emergency. Okay. So 1782 times what number? 10? What's the range?
Oh, wait, no. Some of it not.
That's the high end of the range. What's the low end of the range? 6. Okay, so 10,000. And then the high end of the range? The high end of the range?
No.
9. Okay, so you need to save somewhere between 10,000 and $16,000 for a fully funded emergency fund. Okay. So let's take a look at your savings. Okay, so you only are putting $100 into savings right now, and you have a surplus of $361. If you increase savings to 461, go ahead and do that. It's going to take you about 2 years to put together your low end of emergency fund. What was the car? What was the car? How long until you get a car? What did we say yesterday?
40, 1 million.
Okay, 4 years. So just want to see the total price of your car. Times 4 times 12. $40,000? Or was it a $30,000 car? 40, okay. You may want to look at a cheaper car. $40,000 for a car is a lot.
I don't
What do you mean you don't plan on getting a car?
plan on keeping the car that I had.
For how long?
Past
7 years, right?
past it.
Huh?
Maybe I'll do 9 for a while.
9 years?
Go get a new one.
Okay, and this is one that you're getting at college, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is after college. So you said you're gonna keep the car for 9 years. Okay, so it's gonna be a 5-year. So at the end of college, you'll have 5 years left on that car. Okay, how much do you plan on spending on a new car after that one? Because do you know, like, will you only own one car for your entire life? No. So you know that this future purchase is out there, right? So let's go ahead and start planning for it. So how much are you going to spend on a new car?
It's 17,026.
What?
It's 17,026.
Okay, so let's go 26,000. What type of car? Okay, and that's going to be what you get. Is that an SUV or is it a sedan? Okay. So it's probably going to be around $30,000 if you look 10 years into the future. Okay. So let's do this calculation. Again, we're going to do $30,000 divided by 12 times 5. 5 years. Okay. $500 a month. Now you have a surplus of 330. So add this amount to 461. Okay, that's a lot better. How many years will it take, or how many months will it take you to save up for the bottom half of your emergency fund? Daniel, it's up there on the screen. Or it's on your 13 months. Okay, so just over a year on the bottom half. Okay. Once you, and probably even more, take that $100 from investments and move it up here to the emergency, because that's the kind of priority that it should be. Okay, 12 months. You'll have it in 12 months, 1 year. Once you get that, then you can dial this back, this number 800 number back, and start putting stuff into investments. Okay. But the first priority, that first year out, putting money toward your emergency fund. Okay. All right, Heaven.
So.
Am I going to have a heart attack?
No, actually, so with mine, I don't know how I decided to make my
No.
lunch purple.
Huh?
I just changed the color.
Okay, that's fine.
And so I used the calculator online, and I got 1721.
Calculator online.
Yes,
Why don't you use Excel?
because I was trying to follow, but I really couldn't at the same time. So.
Okay, just equal sign.
No, I got confused when you started going down to the boxes.
But all I'm doing is I'm putting in, so do you see what's in it says B11, right? Okay, if you follow the grid system here, A, B, C, D, B11. That's cell. So the next thing I'm going to be adding is what cell number?
B12.
B12. then B13.
Okay, I thought you were actually putting the numbers and then, okay, never mind.
Right.
I was confusing myself.
And the reason I do it this way, is because then if I go back, like, let's say you go back and you find a cheaper apartment. If you adjust this cell here, put a different number here, this will automatically change.
Yeah, mine's not that much. The only thing I really need a month is rent, utilities, internet service, gasoline, and food.
Well, wait, just wait.
I don't have to buy clothes, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have enough of that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think,
Okay, cell phone plan. What are you doing, cell phone?
remember, I'm staying home with my parents.
And you're not gonna pay them back even when you're making money.
Well, see, my plan is they're gonna live with me, so that's my payback.
Even when you're making $80,000 a year, you're gonna say, parents, thank you for covering my cell phone bill.
You
Okay,
said the same, 80,000 is still not that much.
okay, well, I'm just, there's,
80,000 is a lot.
it is a lot.
People think it's-
It is a lot. You can do a lot with that. But there's this, so if you go out to eat with your parents, are you gonna cover the bill? Let's say they're retired. Are you gonna cover the bill or are you gonna let them cover the bill?
And I would do it.
Huh?
I would do that.
Okay.
I wanna say.
How long until they retire?
I think my mom could have retired like 2 years ago, but she wants to,
Sure.
she wants to hire her, right? So I think she retires next year when I graduate.
Okay.
My dad, he is retired till like his 60s,
Which is how many years from
maybe
now?
like maybe 9 years from now.
Okay. So what year are you right now?
Junior.
Junior. Okay. It's hard for me to keep track. So 2 years of high school, 4 years of college, 6 years, and then you're in residency. So by the time this budget is coming in, there are 3 years left for your dad until he retires, about, okay? Do you plan on staying with 3 years left to his retirement? Do you plan on not reimbursing him for your cell phone bill?
I would reimburse him when I get my actual job.
What's this?
No, this is just my residency. This is like,
Okay.
getting into it, but when I actually get my position and my title, that's when,
Okay,
we already had a conversation about this.
all right,
It's the same thing you said.
okay. All right, so let's see what this is.
When I make my 16 years.
17,000 or 1,700, sorry. Okay, the low range is times how much?
6.
6. The high range is times 9. So between $10,000 and $15,000 for your emergency fund. Okay, so let's see how we're going to fund it and how long it's going to take to fund. So car maintenance and insurance, you still need to put something here.
I forgot to put that down.
And this is going to be maintenance and insurance on whatever car is up here. Chevy Silverado. Okay, insurance is going to be about $1,100 per 6 weeks. So you go $200 a month. Or not 6 weeks, sorry, 6 months. $1,200 per 6 months.
No, sorry, somehow I got to O. Like I was in a different part of the alphabet.
Oh.
no.
Oh, I thought you were saying, oh.
Oh, no. No, I was in a different part of the alphabet. I was like, well, I'm looking
Uh-huh.
at O. So-
Okay.
So that's what you about, you said.
For insurance, $200 a month. Okay. Do you know what year the Chevy Silverado is?
I think, see, first right now, they're gonna give me a car this year, but I think it's in my second or third year college I get it, so
Uh-huh.
it's probably gonna be maybe in 2018, 2019.
Okay, we'll do 2018. Silverado crew cab, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you know what type?
No, sir.
Okay, let's just go LT 5.3 liter Well, not that one. Regular bed. No, we don't have that option. We'll just do that one. It's fine.
Was
It's
that
just,
maintenance or insurance?
insurance is gonna be $200 per month. Okay. Maintenance for a 5-year total, 6,383. Yes.
When they say the premium insurance, that means you just pay more for insurance, like you just get more coverage of the end of stuff.
If you pay more for insurance, you do tend to get more coverage. But you only cash in when something bad happens, right? Typically, no one ever wants to use their insurance. Because if you use your insurance, that means something bad has happened.
Also, the like the interest rates on it.
There's no really interest rates on insurance. There's premiums that you pay each month or every 6 months, but that's the cost of having insurance. You have to pay people to protect you for it. But like if you ever use your home insurance, that means your home has been damaged. Health insurance, you've had a health problem. Car insurance, car wreck. Life insurance, someone's died. Okay, so on average, it looks like you need to be saving about $1,300 per month, or sorry, not per month, per year. So 1,300 divided by 12. Let's do 110. Oh, wait. Sorry, no. Okay, let's do insurance over again. 5-year total, by 5. So it's going to be 14. Okay, divided by 12. Take insurance down to 125 per month. Okay. 683 plus 190. 5. 12. Take maintenance to 140 per month. Okay, so now you have $300 a month in surplus. Okay, if you take that 329 and put it here to savings, go ahead and do that.
Would I put it under like,
In savings.
oh, okay, I was like, it's 329.
It's going to take you 31 months to put together your emergency fund.
Okay.
That's too long. That's too long.
No, but see.
No, a lot can happen in 31 months.
No, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about, I was gonna
That's
say,
not even 3 years though.
No, but that's too long to save up to put together an emergency
you know what I'm
fund.
saying, but I can cut back on other things though.
Okay, what are you going to
I
cut
don't
back
have
on?
to save up for the car that I want yet. I can wait on that. I can wait.
To do what? So how are you going to buy the car?
Where I get, see, that's what I'm saying. I was not gonna buy that like right when I get my job. That's something I was gonna save up for. So I'm saying.
But when we did the calculation yesterday, that's what you said. I asked you about first year you get your job.
Okay, well. I
Are you
think
going to
that
get
first
the
year,
car?
but
And you
not
said
right-
yes.
Not right then though.
Okay, so how many years? How long is residency?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, so we still have a $90,000 car.
Yes.
How many years until you get that car from this point of budget?
I'm trying to figure out that in my head.
Well, tell me a number.
Years. It's gonna residency again. I would say maybe a year and a half.
After residency.
Yes, sir.
So 5 years. Okay, from this point, 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that divided by 70, because 5 times 12. No, 60, sorry.
Yeah, I would say,
Take your car savings to $1,500 per month.
Why couldn't I just lease it? And just pay it off?
If you have the cash, leasing is going into debt. All right, getting a loan, and you don't want to get a loan. First, you may not be approved for a loan because you have to build up your credit history. Okay. But a bank, like $90,000 loan for something that's going, as soon as you drive it off the lot, what happens to the value of that car?
Goes down.
It goes down. That may be difficult to get. Right? So looking at 1,500, okay, now we can increase your savings by $500. Go ahead and increase that savings to 829. Let's see what that does for you. That makes me feel better. Your emergency fund then would be fully funded in 12 months.
That's good.
Okay. Well, actually, the low end of it.
Okay.
Okay. The high end, oops, not that. Year and a half. Okay.
Also, even too, like, what's my monthly, like, you know, so I put my monthly, like, with clothes and different things, that's what, I'm not always gonna.
I know. Okay, let's just, because that, you're going for, what type of car was it again?
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon's not what we used. We used a Range Rover.
No, it's G-Wagon.
G-Wagon's $120,000.
No, Talia, she looked up G-Wagon yesterday. Wasn't Range Rover.
No, she was looking up Range Rover.
I didn't know she was looking at a Range Rover.
Yep.
Oh, well, you that too.
There we go.
Yes,
Is that what you want?
yes.
And you still say 5.5 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You know that's going to kill your budget, right?
It is.
Well, we had been doing a $90,000 car.
I didn't know she did Range Rover. I thought she was doing the really old G-Wagon. That's why I didn't.
She, okay. $130,000 divided by 60. You ready for this?
Sure.
You're in trouble.
Where did Jane go?
Car savings, it increased to $2,100 per month. Look at your surplus, monthly surplus or shortfall. What do you have?
667.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Not good. You got to change something. What are you going to change?
Do you have to buy like a 130, or can you just go head over to CarMax and save like 30?
CarMax is not going to have G-Wagons.
They're not?
No.
Maybe they'll, you know.
Okay, the average price of a premium car is around $50,000 to $60,000. Like if you were to go to BMW's website or Mercedes-Benz and just look at a typical car there, you're looking at 50 to 60, not $130,000. That is a lot of money. And what I'm trying to tell you is with this income, you're looking at spending over 100% of your annual income on a car at this point. That's too much. Wait until you start working to save up that money so you don't kill your budget. This will kill your budget. Push back the price, the time that you're getting that car for 10 years.
10 years?
Yes. So 4 years of residency, that means 6 years into your job, you'll get it.
Let's see now.
No, it's not. No. It's about managing your money behavior.
I am gonna be managing
Okay.
that.
Evan, $130,000 car will kill your budget. How are you going to pay for it?
That's what I'm saying, though, Mr. Beer, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, if you want to push the number of years, let me know. I'll calculate it out here. All right, we have a $130,000 car. How many months should I divide it by? Or how many years? How many years are you gonna?
Maybe try to, we're not already at the limit yet, right?
Okay, we're right now, what do we say? We're at, you said, goodness, 5 years. Okay, we have 4 years of residency, so after 1 year of work. So how many years?
That's 8.
8? It's a little better. Okay. So now, in 8 years, you're putting $1,400, but that means 4 years into your residence or after your residency, that's when you'll get it. That's better.
You know, if you do like a fellowship, then double the amount.
That is better. I still don't like it. I think spending $130,000 on a depreciating asset like that is not a wise move. But if you're going to do it, you got to be wise about how you do it. And so waiting 4 years into your job to do it is a much stronger move, a wiser move than expecting to get it 1 year into your work. Because what happens if something happens, like an emergency happens?
So you're saying I have to have all this in my, whatchamacallit? I don't know what it's called, my emergency fund?
Well, this is your budget. Your emergency fund is over here,
Okay,
okay? For your emergencies. But you are saving up for your G-Wagon here. Okay, this is going to go into a separate savings account. You don't want to be spending this.
that's what I was saying, that's what I was saying.
Okay, but so that's going into a separate savings account, separate from your emergency fund. Because the emergency fund, you're not going to touch at all. Okay, it's just going to sit there. Okay. Car savings, maintenance, and insurance, that goes into a traditional savings account that you're going to use to build up and pay for these purchases.
So now my monthly surplus is positive?
It is. I would like to point out though, let's see, G-Wagon. How long are you going to keep the G-Wagon for?
A while, like I'm not. See.
How many years?
Uh,
A while can mean different things to different people.
I'm trying to think. So I wanted, it was either that or Cadillac Escalade for me.
How many years?
I'm trying to think this severe.
Okay.
I don't, 10 years.
10 years. That's a good. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. $1,400, almost $1,500 a month for maintenance. The average insurance rate, $2,600 a year.
No, that's just a year. I thought you were saying a month.
Are you gonna live in Houston?
No, sir.
Where are you gonna live?
Either Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere in Florida.
Okay, I don't know the zip codes for those areas. So we'll just take a look at Houston. I'd be concerned, what part of Florida do you think?
I don't know yet. I've been trying to look around. Like, For what areas pay the best, and like what areas are the best, you know, like
Uh-huh.
crime wise and other things. And that's
Flooding.
Damn flooding.
You don't want to lose your $130,000 car to a flood, right? Or hail damage. Hope you have a good garage.
I was living like on a hill,
Okay,
regardless of where I live.
okay.
Yes, we all live on a hill.
Go to like, so you don't flood in.
Yes, and then too, I don't really want to be a neighbor. I want to build my own house.
Okay. Those are all added expenses, and having a $130,000 car is going to push those other goals further back. It's going to take you longer to achieve those other goals.
So it'd be smarter to get the Range Rover first and then get the G-Wagon later.
It would be smarter to get a $50,000 car first, then later on.
Okay, how about a Cadillac Escalade? That's 70,000. That's close to 50,000.
Okay.
I'm trying to meet you halfway. I'm trying.
No. Your maintenance costs, your gasoline costs are all going to go up with those. Okay. The more money that you spend now, the less you have for future purchases. So if you want that house on the hill, that's going to be probably over close to $1 million house. Okay. You got to save up for that. Okay. You have to have the assets in order to get the loan for it. You don't have the assets, the bank's not going to give you the loan. But if you're spending these assets on vehicles on your way up to try to get this house, you're not going to get the assets for the bank to give you the
I
loan.
just said Cadillac Escalade. That's the cheapest out of the three.
Okay, it's still expensive.
But
The
it's-
cheapest out of the three, like if my three cars were a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a G-Wagon, well, the G-Wagon's the cheapest out of the three. That doesn't mean it's a smart move.
But you said 50 to 60,000, and 70,000.
I'm pushing the acceptable budget for your first car at 50,000.
Can we just see how this with the Cadillac Escalade in the budget? Can we see?
Okay, $70,000. How long are you gonna? How long until you buy that?
I probably wouldn't buy that until like, it would be after residency. I say maybe like a year or 2 years into my job.
Okay, so we're now going from 8 years to 6.
2 years into-
Okay, so you have a $500 budget surplus based on that.
That's less though.
It is. It definitely
We're getting
is.
somewhere.
Sure. But to save up, how long until you want to buy the house?
I wasn't gonna try to get the house built until I have kids.
How long? You keep on telling me, like, I'm looking for numbers here.
I don't know numbers.
Okay.
I know what I wanna do, but I don't have like a set plan because I don't know.
Okay, you need to start thinking about these things because we need, part of budgeting is planning for the long term so that you don't make mistakes in the short term that hurt you for the long term.
Well, I'll give you enough for the house around my 30s.
30s. Okay. So graduate from high school, 17, 4 years of that, 21. Okay. Then 4 years, 25. Okay. Then you have 5 years until your 30s. Okay. So you want to buy the house in 5 years?
Because I want it to be built.
So you want to build the house in 5 years?
About 5 to maybe like 8 years.
Huh?
5 to 8.
So by the time you're how old?
33.
33. Okay. So we're looking at 8 years
Mhm.
after that. Okay. And let's say it's $1 million house, right? And let's say you get a loan for what do you want your mortgage to be? So loans typically say you have to have 20% down. Okay, to get a mortgage, you'll need to have 20% down. So for a $1 million home, you need to save $200,000. Okay. So 200,000.
I remember an article you gave us, it was like you save $430 a month. In a few years it'll be,
That's for retirement.
oh.
Okay. Which we haven't even talked about yet. So during this entire time, you don't have anything saving for retirement. Now you can take that $800 and put it toward retirement, but that's not going to get a lot based off this lifestyle. So $200,000. And so we said, okay, residency is from 22 to 25 or 21 to 25. Okay. So we're looking at 33, 21, let's do 12 years. You'll need to save $1,300 a month. That's not in your monthly budget. Oh, hey, it's homeroom. Okay, I'll be posting the Kahoot for our review on Google Classroom, so y'all can go in and practice it. Or do y'all just want to move the test to Thursday and we review like that tomorrow?
Thursday, we do it tomorrow.
I have everything tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I have everything tomorrow.
Okay, test will be moved to Thursday. We'll review for it. See, flexible.
Yeah, because I have literally everything tomorrow for whatever reason.
Okay.
I can do it all, just kind of
Okay, so that gives us more time today to talk about Heaven's budget.
No, but I know you said I probably won't have time for another job, but if I had time.
No, you won't have time for another job
You don't
in
think I
residency.
have time?
In residency, no.
So I'm even on call in residence?
Yes. Yes, yes. I have friends who are doctors, yes. One of them, do you remember the Smiths? Christina Smith?
Mhm.
Her brother, Matthew, he's in his residency, right? He's worked 12-hour shifts multiple days in a row. And his schedule fluctuates from week to week. So there's no time to put another job in. If you're working 12-hour shifts, you've got to sleep. You're not going to have time for another job. Just doing practical, like you will burn yourself out. It won't work. You'll hate your life. Because you won't have time to appreciate the things that your money can buy.
We just buy the world.
So,
The green flag.
but if you don't have time, money can't buy you extra time.
I know, I've already talked with OBGYNs, they told me to say goodbye to your 20s.
Okay. So if they say, and that's when they're just working on one thing, right? They just have one job. So if they say goodbye to your 20s, only working one job, you think you can get 2 jobs?
You can see I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah, Bible.
He's not going to give you more time in the day.
You're right.
No,
The rest of career, I'm just saying, I'm not, it's just a maybe. All this is just a maybe.
but we're basing the maybes into realities. Okay, so your monthly budget here if you want to buy $1 million house by the time you're 33 with a mortgage, right? You're gonna have that mortgage. You'll need to start saving about $1,400 a month at the time that you start your residency. Okay, you don't have that in your budget right now, with you saving $1,000 a month, even for a Escalade, $70,000 Escalade. If you drop this down and get a more modest car, a $30,000 car,
How about Chevy Blazer, 2020?
okay, so that's a $30,000 car. And we're going to keep the time frame of 6 years. So 2 years into your OBGYN job.
No, this is residency, though. I don't consider this an actual.
Right, this is 6 years from your residency. So 2 years into your,
I was like, cause I do my actual job, I'm making about 180,000 a year.
that's a little better. But you still don't have the $1,400 needed,
I'll make it away.
huh?
I'll make it away. I can take something else out of my savings. I can take money from clothes or from entertainment.
Okay, so you have a $300 difference here. Okay. $100 a month,
For what?
entertainment. That would cover it.
We do 200,
Okay, that's not covering it. Okay, that brings your,
how about 150?
that $100 a month would cover the difference.
We do 150 and I'll take the clothes.
Okay, we could bring that down to 200. Okay, that gives you a $100 difference per month. Are you gonna take that from clothes?
How much clothes?
200. Cut your clothes budget in half.
Sure.
Okay. She says that begrudgingly. Take my
Actually, you know
clothes.
what? Keep clothes. We can cut off entertainment.
You just did.
We'll cut off again. But how much is it right now?
Cutting off again. $100.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Now that's a $5 difference. I'm fine. I mean, $5. Okay. But this is the point of this exercise, to get you to think about the things that cost money and how to plan for big purchases. If you're planning for something to buy 10 years down, you need to start, and it's a big purchase, you need to start saving for it now.
When I consider that, like in between those years, I start making a lot more.
Then you can adjust your budget, right? Budgets are things that we can adjust to.
That's why I'm not like so worried about like the house and the car. Well, not what I'm talking about. I'm not so worried about the house thing, not the car,
Uh-huh.
because I know I end up making more.
Okay, but but the car is one of those purchases that is happening between now and the house, right? You don't want your car purchases to be so expensive that you kill yourself, or like that you sabotage your other longer term plans.
I'll just wait for my better cars. Like,
Okay, yes, that's the point. You wait till later.
I'll get all three of them at around the same time, anyways.
You'll have more than one car?
Yes, I want 3.
What?
I want a G-Wagon, an Escalade, and a Range Rover.
All at the same time?
Yes.
I thought you was about to say what you said earlier, a G-Wagon, a Ferrari, not Lamborghini.
No, I just want a G-Wagon, Range Rover, and Escalade.
All
Those
at
will be
the,
my 3 cars, not my husband's.
All-
Those are my 3 cars.
all at the, and you're gonna insure all of them.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And those are just my 3 cars. That is not like.
You are going to, okay. So this future that you're describing,
I'm not gonna give them all at the time, but they're gonna.
I know, I know, I know,
be really close to each
I
other.
know. This future that you're describing, even though you plan on making more money, you have your retirement funds that you need to fund too. It's reminding me of the attorneys that were my clients, husband and wife attorney, both made $1 million a year. Both had nothing, practically nothing for retirement. And they were in their 50s.
What were they were making $1 million a year doing what?
Attorneys,
Attorneys.
okay? But don't focus on what they were making, focus on what they had saved up. Nothing,
No, but
nothing.
I'm gonna be
And it's
starting saving early though, that's what I'm saying.
with what money?
No, I'm gonna be saving like before I start my residency and everything.
Well, that's what we're doing here. But with what money?
I
The,
want
like,
to get a job on campus, I was gonna say that.
okay, you plan all at once, $130,000 car, plus a $90,000 car, plus a $70,000 car. You're gonna spend 300 grand on cars. All right, guys, it's time to
I was getting kind of concerned, I was like,